Kowloon Kurosawa didn't belong to the city, not really. But nobody belonged to New Kowloon anymore, not since the sovereign pulled out and left it to rot beneath its own circuitry and rusted beams. Still, Kurosawa had made a name for himself, not as a cop, not as a killer, something in between. He called it informational extraction with optional justice. Others just called him a problem. He was tall, lean, wrapped in an oil-slicked trench coat that had seen better decades. A scar traced his cheek like a memory someone else carved into him. His only constants were his smoldering Lucky Ox cigarettes, his iron-tempered code, and the truth. He owed a dead man a favor. Chapter 1. The Dead Don't Stay Quiet. The favor came calling at 3:17 a.m. when his retinal comm lit up with a secure ping. Kurosawa! They're bootlegging memories again. Black tier stuff, ghost lines, and someone's targeting the old runners. They found Vaiko face down in a river of data, tagged like meat. You owe him. It was unsigned, didn't need to be. Mem bootlegs were the newest poison in the city. You didn't need drugs when you could jack into someone's most euphoric moment or their most brutal. The black market rings had been pumping synthetic experiences into desperate minds. Kurosawa knew the smell of desperation, knew how it clung to New Kowloon like mold on wet concrete. Chapter 2. Drifting Ghosts and Broken Code. He started with the underground data clubs of Gutter Block 7, places where humanity oozed through cracks in the tech, sweat, tears, and hollow eyes. There he found Koto, a cyber dealer with a twisted grin and gold filament braided into his skin. "You're looking for ghosts, Kurosawa," Koto hissed. "They're in the signals, man, but the ghosts bite back." Koto handed over a cracked drive, smuggled mem stuff. Kurosawa jacked in and saw it, a murder through someone else's eyes. The sensation of pulling the trigger, the thrill, the warm mist of blood. Kurosawa yanked himself out, his hand trembling. This wasn't just a bootleg. It was a template, a how-to for killers. Someone wasn't selling memories. They were manufacturing hitmen. Chapter 3. Ratlines and Retribution. The trail led him through the underbelly. AI-run bathhouses used as laundering fronts, old Yakuza tech lords hiding in the rusting scaffold halls, and arcades where kids paid in teeth. He crossed paths with Ivy Sin, an ex-hitwoman turned memory therapist, now living in exile and silence. She spoke with a knife in her hand. "You want answers, Kurosawa?" she said. "Try the Apex tier. The people up there don't breathe the same air. They buy nightmares and feed the city with them." He got into Apex the old-fashioned way, breaking bones and cashing favors. In a marble-white data tower behind mirrored shades and synthetic smiles, he found Mr. Lang, the architect of the operation. Lang didn't flinch. "We're not criminals," Lang said. "We're curators of experience. You can't stop what people want." Kurosawa crushed his comm unit into Lang's desk. "I'm not here to stop it," he growled. "I'm here to bury it." Chapter 4. Fire in the Circuits. The final act played out in the lower zones, where Lang had installed his processing hubs beneath abandoned transit tunnels. Kurosawa went in alone, dragging Ivy back into the field. Together, they cut through Lang's synthetic enforcers and rigged the mainframe to fry itself into oblivion. Lang's final ace was a hitman grown from the bootlegs themselves, a silent killer who moved like muscle memory. Kurosawa recognized the pattern. He'd seen it on the drive. But he was older, angrier, meaner, and he didn't need a memory to win a fight he'd already lived. Epilogue. Neon never sleeps. Lang vanished. Some said he bought new eyes, a new name. The memory trade went underground, but it always had a way of resurfacing. Kurosawa stood alone on a scaffold edge, smoke trailing from his last cigarette. The city blinked below like a dying star. He didn't save it. He just cut away the worst part before it festered too long. Tomorrow, someone would call again, and he'd answer. The end. For now,